And what about Roddy Piper?
Oh, Roddy I worked in a movie, Body Slam with Roddy. Tell you a story. I tell you a couple Roddy Piper stories.
If anyone hasn't seen it, they should look it up.
Yeah, I have Roddy. He is one of the other guys I told you on a handful that I could not stop crying when Roddy passed away. The most sincerest, dearest, sweetest man I've ever known. Goes right up there with Jimmy Snuka and a few others that I could say on top of one hand. I could say that are above and beyond everybody, and it was Roddy Piper. But we're Hal Needham, one of the famous stuntmen and directors that directed Smokey and the Bandit movies in the 70s. Well, this is in 1985-ish, I want to say, that Body Slam came out. So Red Bastien, once again, my dear friend Red Bastien calls me and says, Bill, I need you to go to this town. It's called Rubidoux, California. It's just a suburb of LA, about 50 miles out. Those are all suburbs of LA. When you're 50 miles, it's all just a little suburb, runs right into the other. He says, they're shooting a movie called Body Slam, and I got a part for you. He says, I'm sure we'll cast you in something, referee, ring announcing, wrestling, whatever, but I want you a part of it. They're using me as a technical advisor, so I'll get you involved. And I said, fine, Red, whatever you say is gold to me. So I went down with my partner, Tim Patterson, and they had a trailer set up outside of this little nightclub, and went in and talked to Piper. And I had known Roddy through the early years of the expansion of working for Vince. And he tells me, he says, I've got my choice of two teams, and I can only choose one team to use. Either you and this other big tall guy, this Tim Patterson. I'll use you, or I got these other guys, Pistol Pete and Buddha Khan, two other local wrestlers in LA. He says, I know them guys, and I don't want to work with them if I can help it. He said, I'd rather choose you guys. And I said, Roddy, whatever you want's good for me. So he tells Needham, these are the guys I'm going to use for this scene. And he said, Hal Needham says, cool. Roddy treated this movie as a total shoot to outsiders. 100% shoot. No work, nothing. He says, whatever we do in the ring, you sell it 100%. Well, in this scene, in the way it's hard. I think I have to go back and actually watch it myself. It's kind of like a fading scene of him and Fatu are like in a dressing room, remembering back on all their matches that they've had to let up to something in the movie. I haven't watched it in 20 years, honestly. And they're remembering back on highlights of matches. And I'm part of a highlight scene fading in and out of the screen, myself and Tim Patterson. And in the actual match, I think like Fatu throws Patterson against the ropes and drop kicks him, and he takes a bump through the ropes, and then he does a dive out or something. And then I come in and Piper does something to me, but I'm on the mat. He gets up on like the top rope or middle rope, comes down with a knee drop on me, and I'm selling that. And then he hooks me in a figure four. And I'm like, yeah, I give. And that kind of a thing. But forgot to tell you one important thing. The scene, right before that scene was shot, he tells Hal Needham, stands right in the ring. This is why I'm so proud of Roddy. It's unheard of nowadays, but he told Needham in front of the whole crew and in front of the audience that they had, he says, this is a one-take deal. Get it straight. One time this match is going to happen. Only one. This is no repeat. This is serious stuff. My guys, these guys, their lives are on the line in this match. He says, so you got a camera over there. You got a camera over there. You got a camera back there. You got this camera by the ring here. He says, get it right, because it's one take only. And that's what it was. It was one take. We did this scene. I got paid a few $100s for it. I don't even remember now. Could care less. I probably would have done it for free. But Roddy, that was Roddy's mentality. When I got out of the ring, I was selling this figure four to everybody in this building. There was maybe 40, 50 production people and a bunch of fans or hired people were around the ring for this match. And singer Frankie Valli from the Four Seasons was there, because in this movie, there was some band there that he was sponsoring or something. He was involved production-wise with this band that they used in the movie. So Frankie Valli is standing off to the side, and I walk up to him. Of course, me being the Mark, I wanted a picture with Frankie Valli. So I walk up to Frankie and introduce myself, and I'm limping. And he goes, man, he says, you chose a tough way to earn a living. And I go, yeah, well, I can't sing. I wish I could sing like you, my friend. I can't do that. I was big. I wasn't as big as I am now, but I'm 6'2". I was about 225 pounds. I said, it's what I do for a living. I've done it for 10 years now. And I ended up taking a nice picture with Frankie Valli. I took that opportunity to take a picture with Frankie Valli. But that was one of Roddy's memories I have with him. And the last time I saw Roddy was in 2011 at a fan convention in Los Angeles that I drove over, myself and Billy Graham. We went over from Phoenix here to LA for this convention. I can't remember what Wrestle Reunion something or whatever it was, Wrestle Reunion 5 or 2 or something in Los Angeles. A lot of great guys were there, Jimmy Hart and Roddy was there. And Roddy had a line of people, 150 people long, to get his autograph and take pictures with. And I came in through this backside of the line. And as soon as Roddy saw me, just stopped everything he was doing. He came over, gave me a big hug, and he whispers in my ear, he says, brother, dreams do come true. And I've had people ask me 1,000 times, because I've repeated this, what did he mean by that? And I said, you know what? I don't even care what he meant. It doesn't matter. It's your interpretation of what he meant. He was living life and he was happy, and he made me happy every time I was ever around him. And I just absolutely loved Piper. He was just the sweetest guy. And that there's not enough words to describe Roddy Piper. And I cried like a little tiny baby. Cried as much for him as when my mom died.
There was a fan that mentioned they remembered you from the tag team pilot or something starring Piper and Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. And again, thanks to Vince and Pat Patterson and everybody, and Chief having faith in me as a ring announcer in 1990, I believe it was. I showed up at the LA Sports Arena. I was going to be doing the announcing that night. And Strongbow comes up to me and he says, hey, Billy, he says, we have a TV crew down here. They're going to film a TV show and they want you to be the announcer for the show. And I go, okay, what's all this involved? He says, well, it's Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura are going to wrestle Pat Tanaka and it was an Akio Sato, I think. I don't even know. And Mr. Fuji's their manager. He says they're going to work with those guys in a match, a special match. The fans know nothing of this match because Piper is retired and Ventura couldn't wrestle, supposedly. I mean, he had a blood clot in his lung and all this other. He couldn't work anymore. So he said this is an added match. And he says, but this is added onto the show, so we're going to pay you more to do this match. And I was like, I didn't tell him. I could care less. I'd have done it for free. I'm a pro. How am I going to complain ring announcing for Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura? It's an honor. So they ended up doing this match, and the fans, oh my God, they popped on it when they saw the cameras out there and they saw Piper come out. To them, he's their local boy in LA. He started out there in the 75, whatever it was. So Piper was homegrown to them, and Ventura. So it was like, it was a godsend to the fans that were there to see whatever Hulk Hogan, whoever else was on the show that night, whatever it was, Andre. And there you got Piper and Ventura for the tag team show. And it was the pilot. And so I got paid, I think they paid me $800 in addition to my night's pay, which was far more than I was paid as a ring announcer, a lot more. And they gave me my Screen Actors Guild card.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.